The Amazon, the world's largest rainforest, is so vast that in many of its parts, human feet have yet to tread. It is a realm of dense darkness, mysterious sounds, and countless lurking, fearsome predators. Here, a single momentary error spells certain death. Yet the most astonishing fact is that within this terrifying jungle dwell many small, unassuming creatures that possess neither great strength nor speed. Nevertheless, they survive day after day by employing an array of incredible self-defense strategies. Some vanish into thin air by blending seamlessly with the trees. Others ward off enemies with venom, while some simply flee by running across the surface of the water. In today's video, you will witness how the Amazon's seemingly defenseless creatures constantly cheat death to survive in this ruthless wilderness. And believe me, observing some of their tactics, you might well feel as though you are watching scenes straight out of a movie. The sloth. When you spot a sloth hanging upside down from a tree branch deep within the Amazonian jungle, your initial impression might be that it is a truly helpless creature. It possesses neither significant speed, nor sharp teeth, nor formidable strength. Yet, remarkably, despite its apparent frailty, the sloth has managed to survive in this perilous jungle for millions of years thanks to a peculiar self-defense mechanism. These creatures, known as sloths, move so deliberately slowly that many predators mistake them for mere parts of the tree itself. Predators such as jaguars, harpy eagles, or large snakes typically locate their prey by detecting movement. However, a sloth can remain absolutely motionless, hanging from a branch for hours on end. From a distance, it appears to be nothing more than a dry branch or a clump of hanging moss. Even more astonishing is the fact that a type of green algae grows upon their bodies, causing their entire physique to blend perfectly with the coloration of the trees. In the rain-soaked jungle, this algae renders the sloth almost entirely invisible. Sloths rarely descend to the ground, for once on the forest floor, they become at their most vulnerable. Consequently, they spend the vast majority of their lives high up in the trees, sleeping, eating, and performing every other activity while perched upon the branches. Perhaps the most fascinating fact of all is that the sloth digests its food so slowly that breaking down a single leaf can sometimes take several weeks. This process requires very little energy, and because they move so infrequently, they rarely catch the eye of predators. In the Amazon rainforest, the sloth seems to teach us that survival is not always about brute strength. Sometimes, remaining calm and silent can be the greatest strategy of all. The glass frog. In the darkness of night, a tiny glass frog sits quietly upon the damp leaves of the Amazon. Snakes, birds, and large spiders roam all around it. Yet, remarkably, amidst such peril, spotting this little frog proves incredibly difficult. This is because nature has endowed it with an extraordinary ability. The underside of the frog's body is almost entirely transparent. In some instances, one can even see its internal organs through its chest. When perched on a leaf, light passes right through its body. Consequently, from a distance, it appears to be nothing more than a part of the leaf itself. Often, predators can approach right up to it without ever realizing that a frog is sitting there. This constitutes the glass frog's ultimate defense mechanism. Furthermore, should it sense imminent danger, it executes such a sudden, rapid leap that it vanishes into the darkness in the blink of an eye. The entire sequence unfolds so swiftly that it appears as though the frog has simply dissolved into thin air. The glass frog does not merely conceal itself. It also strives to protect its eggs. These frogs typically lay their eggs on leaves that overhang rivers or waterfalls. This ensures that when the eggs hatch, the tadpoles fall directly into the water below, where they can safely swim away to safety. However, the eggs remain constantly vulnerable to attack. Consequently, the male glass frog will often sit beside the eggs for hours on end, standing guard over them. Observing this tiny creature in such a scene, one is led to believe that in the Amazon rainforest, the struggle for survival begins even before birth. The potu bird. In the Amazon rainforest, spotting this bird during the daytime is nearly impossible. This is because the potu bird perches on tree branches in such a manner that it appears to be nothing more than a broken, withered twig. This serves as its primary defense strategy. Its coloration, combined with its habit of standing perfectly still with its eyes closed, so effectively creates this illusion that predators fail to realize a living bird is present. Indeed, even humans can often approach within close proximity without ever noticing it. However, once night falls, the potu bird awakens. With its massive eyes, it is then able to perceive everything around it with ease, even in the deepest darkness. Yet, in the light of day, it remains absolutely motionless, for even the slightest movement could draw the attention of a jaguar, a large snake, or a monkey. In the Amazon rainforest, this bird acts as a living master of camouflage. Upon seeing the leaf-tailed gecko, a tiny creature, one might assume it is merely a dried leaf clinging to a tree trunk. However, a closer look reveals that it is, in fact, a gecko. Its entire body is structured in such a way that it blends seamlessly with the dried foliage of the forest. Even its tail bears a striking resemblance to a decaying leaf. Predators often fail to spot it, even when passing right by, and should danger draw too near, the leaf-tailed gecko suddenly presses its body tight against the tree, adhering to it as if glued. At that point, distinguishing it from its surroundings becomes even more difficult. Perhaps the most astonishing aspect is that they often sway gently, much like a dead leaf, as if being stirred by the breeze. This act is so flawless that predators are easily deceived. The Matis tribe. Deep within the Amazon rainforest, the inhabitants are not limited to animals alone. Various indigenous tribes also reside there, prominent among them being the Matis, who remained isolated from the outside world for many years. Surrounded by ferocious beasts, venomous insects, and hostile tribes, they have managed to survive through a remarkable set of self-defense strategies. The members of this tribe can identify every single sound within the forest. The slightest rustling of leaves or the distant call of a bird is enough for them to sense that danger is lurking nearby. They smear their bodies with a special tree sap and black pigment, rendering them nearly invisible amidst the shadows of the jungle. Consequently, even when predatory animals pass in close proximity, they often fail to detect them. Perhaps the most astonishing aspect of their existence is how little noise they make while moving through the forest. For in the Amazon, making a sound is tantamount to revealing one's location and thus inviting danger. For this very reason, the Matis tribe is still regarded today as one of the most skilled groups of jungle survivors in the Amazon. The armadillo. This creature, the armadillo, makes its home in the Amazon by digging small burrows beneath the soil. Although it may appear harmless, its self-defense mechanism is truly extraordinary. Its entire body is encased in a hard, shell-like armor. When attacked by predators, such as jaguars or other large hunters, it instantly curls its body into a tight ball. In this state, it resembles a solid, hard stone. Many predators are left bewildered, as instead of sinking their teeth into soft flesh, they encounter a rigid, impenetrable shell. Furthermore, if the danger persists, the armadillo will rapidly dig into the ground to conceal itself. It can displace soil with such speed that within a mere few seconds, half of its body vanishes beneath the earth. In the Amazon rainforest, the armadillo acts like a miniature mobile tank, surviving not through brute force, but through the strength of its armor and its innate intelligence. The basilisk lizard. If you happen to be walking along the banks of an Amazonian river and suddenly hear a rustling sound in the bushes, only to see a lizard-like creature sprinting across the surface of the water to make its escape, Do not be surprised, for this is the basilisk lizard. This creature possesses a truly astonishing ability. Whenever it senses danger, it can run across the water's surface for several seconds. Consequently, it is often referred to as the Jesus lizard. Whenever a jaguar, a snake, or a large bird attempts to attack, the basilisk propels its hind legs so rapidly that it sprints across the water's surface before its body can fully submerge. Viewed from a distance, the scene appears as though a small creature is miraculously running across the river. However, if there is no opportunity to flee, it dives directly beneath the water. It can often hold its breath and remain hidden for several minutes at a time. The hoatzin. Upon encountering this bird in the Amazon rainforest, you might initially find it quite peculiar, for the hoatzin looks like a creature that is half bird and half dinosaur. Yet, the self-defense strategy employed by its chicks is even more astonishing. Because they build their nests in trees along the riverbanks, they frequently face the threat of attacks from snakes and predatory birds. Consequently, the moment they sense danger, the tiny hoatzin chicks are capable of leaping directly into the water below. Despite their diminutive size, they are excellent swimmers. Afterward, they clamber back up the tree by gripping onto the branches. The most remarkable feature is the presence of small, claw-like appendages on the chick's wings. Using these claws, they scale their way back up the tree trunk. Scientists believe this adaptation evolved from traits inherited from ancient prehistoric birds. Just imagine, mere days after hatching, a bird chick is compelled to leap into the water to save its own life. This very scene serves as a stark, vivid illustration of just how arduous the struggle for survival truly is within the Amazon rainforest. The poison dart frog. When you spot a small, colorful frog amidst the rain-drenched foliage of the Amazon, it might initially strike you as a completely harmless creature. Its body is adorned with vibrant hues of blue, yellow, or orange, making it look much like a tiny toy. Yet, this diminutive animal is feared by many predators throughout the Amazon, for the poison dart frog carries a potent toxin within its body. This venom is so lethal that it is capable of killing even a large animal. Most surprisingly, the frog makes no attempt to conceal itself. On the contrary, it deliberately displays such vivid coloration, as if to signal from a distance that touching it spells danger. This strategy is known as warning coloration, wherein the animal uses its body color to alert potential enemies. Consequently, once a snake, bird, or other predator has had a single encounter with this frog, it typically steers clear and avoids approaching it ever again. Despite its diminutive size, the poison dart frog has carved out a niche for itself in the jungle solely through this unique self-defense mechanism. In the perilous environment of the Amazon, it stands as a living warning, a testament to how even a tiny creature can strike fear into the heart of the entire jungle. Now, tell us, which of these animals' self-defense strategies surprised you the most? Feel free to let us know by writing in our comment section. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.